Good evening. Hello. Hello. Thank you for being here. Welcome. It is Sunday, my dudes. What is going on? It's good to see you. It feels like ages. It feels like ages since I've been here again. So thank you ever so much for being here. Abigail, thank you for choosing to resub. That's very kind of you. 13 months is kind of wild. Silent for 2 months. Thank you. And Toxic as well. And Unfair. Oh my god. Thank you so much, boys. That's I really appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. I guess I will cut to the chase. And my ears are ringing, kind of like just thinking about it a little bit. So I'm gonna keep it as succinct as I can, but you kind of know what I'm like. Long story short, I'm going to be taking a small hiatus from the show. I'm going to take a break for the next 2 weeks. And why this has come about is because I've been working really fucking hard. And I have some things which I need to get resolved at the same time. And I've had a conversation recently with people who I give a shit about. And that's a kind of conclusion we got to. And an effect of that conversation was me realizing that I've been burying my head in the sand via productivity and grinding and doing as much as I can for anyone and everything around me. And in doing that, have not been myself. I haven't been like sleeping right and all this other bits and pieces. And why it's difficult and why it makes you feel like anxious to even like say it is because when you've been committed and put a lot of work into kind of building what we have here, you know what I mean? It's difficult.
A little sneaky 90 piece. Good for you, Joe. You need a break.
I do need a break for sure. Thank you, Toxic. Yeah, once you've been so committed to building something for, over 2 years, every single day, it eats away, and you don't realize it until you get to like a certain point, right? Both with stuff on the show and those, well, I don't really talk about my professional stuff too much, but I have been going very hard at my actual job as well, and it is affecting who I am. And don't get me wrong, we've still had like good laughs and stuff, but there's always been this thing that I can see from like the third person where like it's not that I haven't been enjoying myself, but I've been kind of like this, and I'd rather be like this. So yeah, I've got some things hopefully lined up as of next week to kind of like assist me with that. And yeah, there's a lot of scary shit that like could be going on, but I'm trying to keep myself like nice and rounded and mindful right now. But yeah, it's difficult, right? There's shit going on, and it is difficult. But with that being said, I don't want it to be obviously the last time I'm in front of a camera. During this time, I will still be around. I just won't be doing the live show. I will be hopefully I plan to take like a full week off from my work, so like my professional work as well, because I have been going, like I said, super hard, and I've had a lot of pressure put on me and that I put on myself to perform. And just the way I tick means that regardless of anything or anyone, I'll like put everything before myself. And in doing that, that is degraded who I am. It's degraded how like my colleagues see me. It's degraded how like Georgia sees me, for example. Not that I want to get like too deep into it. But there was, it's just been going on, right? It's just been going on for a while, and it's the right thing to do. Although it's very difficult with someone with a mind like mine, to get out of routine of something that you feel like you've been doing your absolute best is really fucking hard. Really, really fucking hard. So apologies if you have just turned up fairly recently and you're like, oh, I can't wait to like really settle in the community. It will still be here. I need it to be. You know, it's too, you know, you guys are too nice. You know, I wouldn't want to give it up. And I do enjoy it. I really, really do enjoy it. But I just haven't been fully here for a few months now. And that's just due to so many different things, which I don't really have the time to go into. So I hope it's okay. I'm not going to apologize for it, because that's something that I need to also work on, is like apologizing for the shit which is actually needed. I will, like I said, I'll be active in the Discord. I will be around. You'll probably still see like TikToks and YouTube shorts of me, because I'm you know, still trying to like provide and get that bag, you know what I mean? Like, I've still got shit to do. But I'm not gonna be like working every day on stuff. I'm gonna give myself time to, you know, try and like reconnect with people a little bit, like reconnect with myself. And I'm not saying that 2 weeks I'm going to be like a fixed or like a different person, because I think that would be very ignorant to say. But I'm hoping that by that point I would have had the time to break the back of whatever's kind of like going on up here. There's a lot of stuff that I don't tell you guys for sure. Like, I carried a weight of a lot of things over, you know, almost 3 decades. So, and it is now time to kind of figure that shit out at the same time. So, hopefully you guys haven't seen too much of a change, and you've still been able to enjoy yourselves here, and it's all been okay, you know, so to speak. And I have been having fun, you know, I have been having fun for sure. But this is something that needs to happen for the sake of myself and everyone around me. And yeah, that's kind of it. TLDR, Harley. I know you just got the shower. Long story short, I'm gonna take a 2-week break. I've been working my ass off. It's affecting myself and the people around me, and it's frankly, it is not me, and I want to be me again. I want to get me back, because it feels crap to see and feel the change without having the support to get there. You know what I mean? Not the support, but the without knowing the path, should we say? Without knowing the path of how to get there. But with that all being said, I wanted to still come on today. You know, I still wanted to come on today. Today's going to be a chill one. It's we're still going to do some packs. I can see there's people already logged in for packs. We're going to do a little bit of Sims 4CC, do a bit of modeling, a little bit of yapping, and we'll just see how it all goes, man. We'll just see how it all goes. But like I said, I'll still be around if you need me. I will obviously. I'm not going to be ignoring people or anything along those lines. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on. But without further ado, then, boys and girls, should we open a pack for the boys? Please, if you haven't done so already, log in if you have the packs, and we'll get it going. All right, let's get it going, boys. Yo, thank you, Kev the Builder, for the raid. Welcome in, everyone. I'll keep it short and sweet. What's going on? My name is Joe. Today we're going to be making some Sims 4 CC. So if you ever want to learn how to do it, I'm the guy you can kind of ask how to do it. I do build buy stuff. Thank you ever so much for being here, Kev. I hope you had a wonderful stream. Before we're getting into that, we're opening some packs on this site which I made. All the cards are to do with the show, characters we've met, jokes we've told. VIPs in the chat get their own card as well. And if it's your first time being here and you've yet to have a pack, you can log in using the link at the top of the chat room and you can start collecting digital cards with us. If you fancy it. It'll only take about 10-15 minutes, and then after that, we're going right into some Sims 4 CC. Thank you for being here. Really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Right, let's get a one piece for the boys. A little singlet. Abigail, let's go. Kev, how was your stream today? I know your username. I know you. I know you. Not like on a personal level, but I've like seen you. You know what I mean? Like by association. Abigail, Flameforged, partner in crime. We've got Dareth Massacre, Burning Throne. Okay, double epic is absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Time traveling teaspoon. That's a great username. Sienna Lee. Was that Leah? Not entirely sure. Smoky Glow. Good to see you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And Sienna, thank you for the follow. And Smoky as well. Smoky Glow. Thank you. You know me. I do know you. You know me. All good. We're making some video content for my save file I've been working on for San Bushi. Oh, very nice. Happy to raid over here with the community. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Miss Retarda. Living a Dream, Lord of Blood, Golden Nose, Mr. Deco, and a Damien. Nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm glad you had a good time, man. Like I said to everyone who comes in here, I know you'll probably just come off a hard shift of yapping and keeping up with people and all that stuff. So do not feel like you have to stick around. There is no bad blood here, boys and girls. If you keep me on the second monitor or whatever, that is also cool. But if you got a dip, you got a dip at the end of the day. You got shit to do. I understand. Sunspots. Anti-Nerd Spray, Twin Moon Knight, a Forbidden Sack, Void Pack in reverse, and a Frostbite is not too shabby either. Dude, the blue Twin Moon Knight is so nice. I love this card, man. So good. Unfit, let's go. How's the weekend been for the boys? It's kind of flown for me. It is kind of gone fucking crazy. Well, after all that I just kind of explained, it's been a strange one for sure, but we'll get through it. It's all good. Unfit. Golden Nose Daddy's Grenade, pre-game boogie with a queen and a pirate legend. Double rare, double the amount you're supposed to have, or minimum at least, which is nice. Very, very cool. Thanks for the pack. Weekend has gone way too quickly. It has indeed. It has indeed. You leveled up in D&D. Yo, level 5. Is level 5 like a big level? Is that like where you get a special thing? Like a new... When can you start like crossing over? You know what I mean? Silent. Cyberpunk Sweetheart, a Void Pack, Devil's Roar, Helm of a Hero, and Devil's Roar again. Very, very nice. Spent most of it working on my presentation for the company away a day next week. Yo. You're on day 7 of 13. 13 straight. My goodness. Caught up now. Glad you're listening to your body, mind. Take a break. You deserve a big dog. Will be here post break and even during the break. Discord jab session squad. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that so much. Might have to take you up on that. I need to start. I need to start fucking connecting with shit which isn't work. I need to stop connecting with shit which isn't productive and like for purpose. You know what I mean? That's something I need to fucking figure out how to do. I don't even know what it's called, but a desire to always push forward and be productive all the time. Everything needs to have purpose. But that's no way to fucking be lived, you know? Be up there. Anyway, Heather, it's great to see you over here, by the way, Heather. I hope you're doing all right. Forbidden Sack, 3DN, Chest of the Dam, Best Boy Bosco, and a little golden nose. 30 out of 300. That's a nice number right there. That's why I haven't been around. Also been working random 12-hour shifts. My God. So I really want you to take your hiatus and everything because you deserve it. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. You think that way too, unfortunately? Yeah, it's I don't know. I need to speak to someone. I need to speak to someone and kind of like figure it all out, so to speak. Power Key is Sleeping King, Helm of a Hero, Roundizu, Best Boy Bosco, and the feralist of chatters is very good. Very, very nice. Therapy is great. I've had counseling before. I had counseling whilst my my mother was passing away. So pretty, yeah, I've been there, but I think like the requirement of the counseling is kind of different now, and that's also fine. Fresh. Melon, Dareth, Damien, Deadly Dish, Gross Misconduct, and a Locked In Kitten. Very nice. Been trying to allow yourself to do nothing when I need to rest. Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to like allow myself to what Georgia and I called rot, which is just like scroll on the phone and just kind of like allow yourself to sit and do nothing. Happy to yaps, let's bust out a little game with the gang. Working from home is go that I can set my status to being in a meeting on Teams, no one bother me. Yo, that's sick. Yeah, I might have to. I might have to. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird for the next fortnight. Very, very strange. Harley, Reader's Dream, Redhead Hunter. We've got the Helmbearer, Godslayer, and a Little Sparrow. That was it felt like it rhymed a little bit. In a meeting. Bro, I can't log on right now. Been seeing the same lady for 8 to 9 years. Read a good book or manga. See, I really don't enjoy reading. I can't get into reading. I can't get into it, man. I have tried. I tried reading. Maybe it's like what I tried to read. I like 2 or 3 years ago, probably 3 years ago at this point, I was trying to get into like philosophy quite a lot, like stoicism and shit like that, and it does interest me, but it's also like I think you need to be a particular kind of person for it. Lizzie, touching some grass fell chatters, Best Boy Bosco, a Godslayer, and Skinny G's Gross Misconduct. Very nice. Oh, it kind of froze for a second there. You listen to audiobooks while doing other stuff. Yeah, I mean, I haven't really tried the audiobook route, to be fair. I haven't really tried it. Marcus Aurelius, there you go. You ever heard of meditations, motherfucker? Ever heard of meditations? It's strange, because, like... Who is that? That's Glorb, isn't it? That's Glorb. Skinny G, we've got Sippy, a Solstice, Chest of the Dam, Golfing Gamers, and a little suspicious hard drive, which is cool. Very, very cool. In Epic. You love Glorp. I like Glorp. He be Glorping. Gotta get into doing my own nails as something for myself. Puts me, mind's why it keeps me mindful. Yeah. I've been like just in random evenings, I've just been like dressing up nice recently. Just trying to like feel good. You know what I mean? Still, like, don't get me wrong. I'm still doing like, I'm doing the shit that I feel like I need to do. Like, I am still working and trying to, you know, do my best for Georgia and look after the house and still been, like, hitting the weights and shit like that. But yeah, I need a little bit more than that. Anyway, Winter. Lightbringer, Cowson Cruiser, Little Sparrow, touching grass and crafting a bit of... It's art. For you, but a bit of fun. Oh, with makeup and stuff. I mean, that makes nothing but sense. That makes nothing but sense to me, at least. I've been seeing on my TikTok a few like guys are getting into makeup now. Not like in drag, but like just kind of enhance, I guess. I've been kind of tempted, but I don't really know what I'm doing. Dash and Darling. Golfing Gamer's got an XE Cult Leader, the Smut Chemist, and a legendary Chest of the Dam. Number 2 out of 100. That's an ancient card right there. We've done makeup for men for indie films. That's cool, man. Men in eyeliners, 10 out of 10. Yeah, I mean, like, if I have dark circles already, I might as well just emphasize it, right? Might as well just, like, just fucking rock it. I've been looking for I've been looking at like clothes and shit like that as well. Maybe get the miniatures out. They've been in front of me. They're still here. They've been in front of me, man. Like all my little guys, all the ones that I need to do the bases on them. They're all like, they're all here, and I'm pleased with them. I do like it. I do like it. Go full Gerard way. Listen, if I'm gonna go from like something in that kind of era, I wanna be like Ollie Sykes. Really, that's kind of the look I like. But obviously, I don't have his face or demeanor. That's kind of like the problem. Ellen, sorry, Chieftain, Pre-Game Boogie, City Stray, Mr. Decor, and a Frost Flashbang. Very, very cool. What is DPD? Pete Wentz? Oh, there you go. Okay. My hair's getting long though, bro. It's not like super styled today, but like it's getting long enough where I'm starting to like get this kind of shit going on. I'm almost in like short wolf cut kind of territory. I just need to like figure it out some more, you know what I mean? Need to figure it out a little bit more. Trevor. Curse Bristles, Flameforge, Curse Bristles, Touch Grass. Double up in here. I just realized I haven't got the chats combined. I'm really, really sorry for people who are here. Dialectical behavior? What does that mean? Double. Now you need a coffee. There you go. Thomas, Spaghetti Junction, Twin Moon Knight, a boarding stream of feral chatters, and an entry enforcer. Very, very nice. Very nice. What is that like a specialism? Obviously, don't feel like you have to. You don't have to like explain if it's like, hey, I don't want to talk about what I've been talking about. But like, what is that like a particular flavor which is good? Because I don't know. You know. Structured, evidence-based. Yo, Nicole Makes, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for the follow. Designed to help people manage intense emotions, reduce harmful behaviors, improve relationships. Brother, sign me up. Sign me up. Toxic, a chieftain, the willing warrior, power of the moon, helm bearer, and a lord of blood. Very, very cool. You decided cognitive behavior doesn't really work for neurodivergent people, so create a better system. Somatic therapy. Oh my god, we're getting into the weeds. Holy moly. I don't know. Enamora, Battleveld Heart, Little Sparrow, Scout Bubba, a willing warrior, and the one who waits in epic. Very, very nice. Killbot. What do we got here, dude? What do we got here for you, man? Just a reminder, boys and girls, after this, we will be moving on to a bit of Sims 4 CC. I'm going to be making some clutter today. There's some things on the bookshelf from last week, which I kind of like the look of. A few like interesting shapes, and I think it'll be a nice opportunity for people to kind of see how something more basic, maybe something more manageable, can come together like relatively easy and in not a lot of time as well. Killbot, Sacred Text, Negative Calcium Cruiser. We've got Nightmare at the Peak, a Sinner, and the Battle of Veldheart, which is very, very nice. Borderline personalities or revolution in my life and repairing, maintaining relationships, making not crash out or ruining relationships because of the big emotions. Brother, you're preaching to the choir. I'm excited. You know what I mean? I am excited. I want to get my shit sorted because I know that. Okay, I don't want to go into it too much because I know it's oversharing and we're all strangers on the internet. But I know I'm like so. I know I'm in here, bro. I know I'm in here. I just can't get out right now. Like, I know I'm like funny and interesting and a decent person to be around. You know what? I can't remember what it's from. I think it was Matthew McConaughey who said it once in like a podcast. He was like, you don't need to be perfect, but would you buy you a beer? And right now I wouldn't. Right now I wouldn't. Right? But that's the point I want to be at. I'm fine with like making mistakes, kind of. I'm fine with making the mistake, but I'm not okay with like how it makes me feel when I do it. You know what I mean? You intellectualize my feelings instead of actually feeling them. Oh, fuck. I might need like 3 therapists. Anyway, boys and girls, appreciate you all being here for PAX. I do appreciate it. I shouldn't laugh, is it? It's a serious matter, ladies and gentlemen. It is a very serious matter. Anyway, let's should we crack on? How long we got? We've got 30 minutes until we need to run a little advert, but that's fine. We can get quite a lot done in that amount of time. You know what we do though, gentlemen? We're going to turn this off and this off, and we're going to turn this on. Get the vibrate. Get the vibrate. Try not to cry. There we go. We'll do that. Sometimes you just need that one person who helps guide you through the rough path. Yeah, brother. Brother. Right, let me go over here and I'll show you kind of like what I want to be cooking up today, shall we? So this is kind of the plan. Also, just to let you know, like I am live on YouTube in both formats. I'm not fucking with TikTok right now. Like if I see like one message, I'm gonna crash the fuck out. If I see one message that's just like some dumb fuck, I'm not in the mindset. So this is kind of like a collection of things that we can be working on today. I like these like little pots. Obviously, some of them look a little bit like on the skew and shit, like little bowls and like books and stuff like this. This is what I want to be. This is what I want to be making. I think the texturing is going to be the hardest bit, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So that's kind of like the idea. The amphora. What is amphora? What is amphora? But yeah, I believe all of these will require like their own package file, and then we can bring them all together. Then I'll show you how to like combine package files to then make like one thing which has multiple items in it, which is really, really cool. So here's what you want to do first, ladies and gentlemen. As per usual, we want Sims 4 Studio open. Okay, we need Sims 4 Studio. We're going to shrink our little reference down as we normally do as well. And we're just gonna pop this kind of like up here. That may need to be a bit smaller now I think of it. That's taking quite a lot of real estate up. So we'll do something like that. And we're gonna create a 3D mesh, right? Let's create a 3D mesh. And I like to just set this to base game, and I want like what's something that goes on a table in the game which isn't a light. Like a bit of clutter. Like here you go, a fruit bowl or books or something along this line, right? Let's make let's use this. This is a decent size. Let's actually no, do the fruit bowl. So we're picking an item, right, which has the same function and scale as the thing that we want to make. Okay, so if you're making a fridge, you pick a fridge as your base mesh. If you're making a light, you can use a light as your base mesh, right? Pretty simple stuff. So we're going to use this fruit bowl right here. Click next, and then we're going to make a new folder here, and we'll just call it like clutter. And then within here, we'll do like, I don't know what they're called, like phase A. Well, I just call them phase A, B, and C, and all that kind of stuff. And then we'll combine them all together. So vase A. So we're going to go in here and make a package file. Okay. I'm actually going to show you how we might be able to reduce the workload here a little bit as well, which is really, really cool. I was driving, but anyway, hope you have a good break. I don't blame you. I got back from my military time, nearly a couple of days at least. Been doing this for a while, so you deserve it. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So first thing we want to do, let's head to the meshes tab, right? And we're going to export this mesh. I know a lot of you already know this. Call this vase A. We'll save it and it will export the package file. It will export the mesh, and then we'll have a Blender file to open up, and then we can start cooking from there. Okay, so let's say what, maybe we can zoom in on this one that's kind of interesting. Let's start with this boy right here. So, few standard practices I like to do before we even think about getting going. Number one, where the fuck is my mesh? Where is my fruit bowl? There it is. So, first things I like to do, the lights and the camera. You can just click, drag, and get rid of them. Get rid of the, the timeline, because we're not animating anything. And then you get to see kind of like what This is what the fruit looks like, by the way. Obviously, because you play from like here. You kind of see how like chopped it is. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to move this to the side for now. And probably a little bit further over like that. And then we're just going to start creating some shit. Okay. So from how I understand this is like, it's a cylinder, right? It's a cylinder with extra steps. But you could also start from like a sphere and work from there. So let's explore the sphere option actually first. So we're going to make a UV sphere. And a UV sphere is made up of pretty much quads all the way around until the top face and the bottom face. Okay, UV sphere finishes on a single point like this. But that's way too many faces. So we're actually going to get rid of it, do UV sphere again, and we're going to knock these down. So maybe we only, because it's not going to be massive, maybe we only need like 10 sides to it, and then maybe like 8 like this. Right, and then let's shrink it down. Do we want it to be about the same size? I'm not entirely sure. Not entirely sure. Say this is kind of like what we're starting with. I like to start maybe with this thing from the bottom. So we know it's got like a flat face that protrudes here. So we're going to delete this, right? I'm going to delete this, and then we'll shift it up a bit, and then we'll extrude down. Okay, and then we'll fill it in, and then we kind of you kind of see what I'm cooking here. Must part a few things for the Missing I Head in-laws for evening. Probably taking much of a break. Literally, like I said, shoot me a message. Oh, thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Have a good time at the in-laws. Yeah. So we've kind of got like this shape going on. This is almost perfectly cylinder, but not quite. I'm gonna put this so it isn't so blinding as well. We're going to get rid of these top faces like this, and then we want to kind of shift it down, I imagine, and then we kind of come up maybe to about here, and you can kind of see it's already sort of in the realm. The difficult bits are going to be the arms, but I'm going to make them as separate meshes and then do a mirror, I reckon. Let's shade it smooth so we kind of have like a better understanding of what's going on. So I'm seeing more something like this, right? And then something we need to do is we need to really soften out this section here. So we're going to take this edge and we're going to apply our scale. I'm going to bevel it and just kind of give it a little bit of extra geometry to play with, so it just smooths it out a bit. Do we even need this one in the middle? Yeah, we do. Yeah, that one does a lot of heavy lifting here. So I also think this sort of towards the top, it looks like it sort of bows out just like a little bit, kind of like this, and maybe wants to come up a little bit. Maybe we want it in. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe you just want it like that, right? And then there's like a hard line here, so we're going to mark this one as sharp. I'm going to delete any vertices that are close to each other. Okay. I probably want to make this slightly bigger, like this. So we'll make this base kind of come down a little bit more. And then, yeah, we've got like these arm pieces, right? So I'm imagining they're kind of like rounded. There's a few ways we can go about this. What would be a good way to show you? Maybe we can use something I haven't really showcased before. We use something called a curve, right? So I'm going to make a Bezier curve. And all that is like, it's a line, right? It is a line which you can kind of like control with 3 points. You have like the point on the curve, you have and then two handlebars, which you can kind of like, or 2 points on a handlebar, which means you can go like wee. All right, so what we're going to do is we'll scale this down, and I do wish the lines weren't in here, and I'm sure that's a display thing, but we'll just try and cook. So let's get something like real basic together. So it starts like here, and we'll scale all this down, and it finishes kind of like here, right? And now we can use these handlebars to kind of start to get the shape that we want on both of them. So we want it to kind of come out maybe here. Maybe this one comes out too far. And we're just looking at this middle line, right? We're not looking at the arrows as like the chevrons, which are giving us the direction. We don't really give two shits about that. So maybe help us out here. We can go to data. And if I turn down render preview, that's kind of like how many points it's putting in the curve. Under geometry here, we can add some depth. And that is kind of giving us, as you can see, sort of the effect that we're after, right? I would say from here, though, we need to shift this one down a bit. Maybe like in a bit or out a bit. And then the angle of this needs to be more like this. And we just kind of like fuck around until we find out, frankly. So maybe it's something like that. Okay, and if we want it thicker, we can change this depth here. If we wanted to. And if we want it to not look so jagged, we can up the resolution. And it kind of does this, though. We can just keep like doing that. That isn't quite necessary for something of this kind of size. What's going on, Michael Mage? Hope you're doing all right, man. So I think that's a little bit thick, so we're going to bring it down. Maybe a bit like that, right? Maybe even just like a touch more. And then there's something which is kind of like going on here, right? So first we need to convert this from a curve into a mesh. And this is what that sort of looks like. Something we could do to make it more performant is we can start to take away like a few of these side edges, right? Like this and this. They're not really adding too much to the shape. So like this one and this one, for example, we can probably yeet those. And maybe just this one. And it's kind of flattened it out a little bit. But I think it's what we're after, you know what I mean? I think it's the vibe that we sort of need. But you see how it kind of like it molds into the thing a little bit here. So what we can do is there's a few ways we can do this, but if we were to like scale this a little bit, does that kind of give the effect? It kind of does, but it also kind of doesn't, you know, at the same time. I would say this face needs to come down just a touch. I want a little bit more of this dip like that. And then we can also scale this one up. Right. And then it gives us that, which is fine. But we only have one side. Okay, so we're going to apply all transforms. And you know what? We'll just duplicate it and rotate it 180 degrees. Bing, bing, bing. Select those. And there we go. That is relatively the shape of the vase. Now, keen-eyed of you will see that, oh, well, but Joe, when you look into it, it kind of looks like ass. Yeah, it's because, although it's a 3D object, all faces have like an outside face and an inside face. So the outside face is the one which we see. So like this is an outside face, but this is the inside face of that piece of geometry, right? So we need to cover this up. We need to fill the hole somehow. So here's how I would do it. I would probably fill this in. I'm going to inset like this. I'm going to inset again and push down. Right? And we don't need to see all the way into the vase or the vase or whatever you want to call it. We don't need to see all the way into it. And if we really want to keep like the amount of faces down, we can do this. So we merge in the center. Okay. And then we sharpen these edges right here. And that gives this sort of effect, right? Where you can create depth with like everything, all the points come into like a single middle section. And that's how in some video games, they kind of fake the deck. Is they have it all come together, and then they take that pinpoint and they just go, see ya. They just send it. Okay. So that's that. That is a vase. Long story short, that is a vase. Next thing we're going to do is this bottom section. We're just going to mark this one as a sharp. And then I want my origin point on the bottom because that is best practice. So we're going to select it in face mode, go cursor to selected, right click, and then origin to 3D cursor. That puts our little orange dot down here. Obviously, right now, this motherfucker's floating. So we're just going to bring him down like that. Okay. Just like that. We also have this drop shadow here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to scale that down. We could even like shift it over a touch. Stuff like that, right? And I think it's not too bad. I tell you what I feel needs to happen. I just think it needs a little bit more height to it. I think it just needs a little bit more height to it. So then it's sort of like that. Put the cursor back to there as well. Yeah, I don't think it's too bad. Next thing we need to do is we need to UV it, right? We need to get our mesh prepared for texture. So how I would do it is I would put a seam right here. I would put a seam on the bottom. We're also going to merge by distance, just in case, but we're fine here. And then the handles, we're going to mark those two as seams. And we're going to double check the handles, right? We're going to make sure they don't have faces on the end. Because technically they're just tubes, right? They're just tubes that have been bent and stuff. So if we want to roll a tube flat, we cut a line down the middle, right? You have something that looks like this. If you want to lay it flat, you cut down the middle and then you can open it and lay it flat. And that's exactly what that seam is doing right there. But if we were to unwrap this right now, I'm just going to move this kind of like over here, just in case there's anyone on YouTube Shorts who is watching right now, which I'm not sure if they would be, but that is totally fine. Here's what we got to do. We got to, if we unwrap, this is what we get, right? We get this. So we have like this big circle, which is not correct. It's not what we want. So here's how we deal with that. We need to find one point to cut all the way down. And how we're going to do that is probably here. Probably here. If we were to, we could be quite smart about it. So these land, the handles land in the middle of a face. But if we rotate this by, what did I say it was? It was 10-sided shape. So if we do it by 50, so if we do it by 18 degrees on the Z axis, that then lines this up with the handles. So we can just mark that as a seam. And now if we do it, you see how it's kind of like, it opens up nicely, which is exactly what we're after. I mean, that's literally it. That's literally unwrapped. Every single piece is fine right here. I would actually go ahead and clear that seam. I don't believe we need that one. So then we have kind of this is the inside base right here. This is the bit on the inside. This circle is the base. Got two handles. Then we've got the big boy, the rest of it. A few things we need to do ever so quickly before that, though, is we're going to go UV. We're going to do average island scale. And then we're going to do pack UV islands with our 0.005, because that is the minimum that is required, which just puts a little bit of gap between all of these islands. Okay. So once we've done that, we can hit File. We can export FPX. Actually, I'll tell you what we could do. What we could do, which is quite interesting, it's a little bit technical, but I wonder if anyone would get any kind of benefit from it, is we can have multiple objects share the same material. And then that means that we don't need as many textures for our clutter, right? And it's less, they'll perform better in the game. Because of that, because it's less things that the game needs to load, right? We could have vase A with texture A, and vase B, texture B, C with C, and all that kind of stuff. But if we make vase A, B, C, and D, but they all use a vase texture, right? So what that would kind of look like is on this UV tile, 1/4 of it would be for this vase, another quarter would be for another vase, and so on and so forth. And that might be a cool way to do it. And all we would need to do is kind of finagle this, finagle our Blender file here to make that work. Yo, Neo, what's going on? Hope you're doing all right. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. So let's try and make something else, right? Let's try this one. Let's try this one right here. I like this one. I'm gonna do this one. So this one, I would probably start with a cylinder, I would say. Let's make it 10 sides. And this one, I would say, is like slightly bigger. We're going to shift our boy off to the side for now. A bit like that. Okay. And then we're just going to try and get like a basic shape down. So let's start from the base. A bit like this. And we'll shift this down. And it looks like it kind of comes in a bit. Maybe this all needs to be a little bit smaller, a bit like that. So then we've got this, and then we're just going to go all the way up to here. Okay. Now we'll try and freehand a bit of curvature here. So do the biggest point first, like this. And then what we can do is we can bevel this. And that gives us something like this. But that's like in the middle, right? Whereas we want it to kind of be, you know, you see how it's fatter at the top and skinnier at the bottom? If we change this, is it this one? Which one is it? Width. That's those. Profile shape. There's one of them where you can change like where it's biasing. Ah, fuck it. That's fine. We won't worry about that. We'll instead, what we'll do is we'll do some freehand stuff where we'll kind of move stuff up a bit like that, and you see how that's kind of moved the bulbous bit. And we get something that kind of looks like this. Okay, let's take this and just kind of shift it down a bit. I don't want as big as this is giving us here. Then we kind of look like we got a little something like this. And then let's just go like all the way to the top. And we're going to take this face, extrude long normals, and this will allow us to kind of come out like that, right? And then we have another vase. Now I think about it, and I'm actually looking, this needs to be kind of like that. I would say this wants to come out a little bit more, give us more of that curvature. And then if we shade it smooth, that gives us a better representation of what we're working with here. Now here, it's not sharp, right? This is not like that, but you can see there's something going on. So how you can do that is if you bevel something and you keep those edges really close together, it kind of makes this natural seam. Whereas if you bevel something and you keep them far away, it has that blend. So we want something in between those two. So it could look something like that, maybe even less than that. Something that's more like along these sort of lines where I can sort of see some shadows getting caught in there, but it's not just not super harsh. This one we will mark as sharp though. Although it's a rounded base, I mean, this is a style decision, right? Do we want it to, like, technically we could do something like this, right? Where we don't mark it sharp and we keep the base looking a little bit more natural and curved. I'm going to take this top edge and kind of go down like that. And then we're going to apply the same principle as we did over here. So we're going to push this down, merge at the center. Okay. Sharp here, sharp here. Okay. And then we've got another vase, just like that. All right. Not too bad, hopefully. Not too bad. Let's take this and move it over here, and we'll make a couple more. We've got this kind of guy next to him, right? So let's make that one real quick. Again, this will be a cylinder. We'll keep it at 10, and this one seems like even easier. We're going to put the origin point on the bottom like we usually do. Reset this. I'm also just going to make sure I applied my scale on that one. So this one is sort of like, I mean, it's a dinky little guy. Dinky little guy for a start. Yo, time traveling teaspoon. Appreciate the follow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're well on the way to 1900, which is kind of fucking wild. So we've got this, and then we need to kind of have it curve up. So the way I would probably do it is just look at it in shape. So you have like cylinder, then it kind of comes here, and then it comes here. So this followed by something like this, followed by this, right? Without any curvature. That's kind of how it looks. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take these, we're going to bevel them. We're going to apply our scale first, and we're going to bevel these. Actually, let's do this bottom one and this one first. And actually, let's do it the other way, like this, and then we bevel these out. Okay. Now this is very rounded on the bottom, so this bottom face, we really do want to give this the geometry it kind of like deserves. Maybe not that much, but maybe like this. And if we shade it smooth, it just allows us to kind of see what we're playing with. It's not bad. What we need to do is we need to take some of these edges and just kind of like shift them up a little bit like that, right? Bit like that. Okay. Next, we kind of have this looks relatively straight, but we want to just give it a little bit of that. And then here to here, this section to this section, way too harsh. So we're going to take this, bevel this out, right? And then I can kind of see it doing something like that. Okay. This one and this one are too far apart, so we're going, sorry, they're too close because it was making that kind of crease almost. So we're going to sort that out, get that out the way. And then same thing, inset like this. We're going to push down and merge at the center, just like that. Mark me sharp here. Okay. But we're not going to mark this one as sharp. Okay. This is very round, very fluid. So we're actually going to bevel this one. Okay. So we get something that looks like that instead. Okay. I also forgot to UV this one. So I'm going to UV it real quick. So bottom face. Mark as a seam. This one, mark as a seam. And then literally just like that. So if I unwrap it, there you go. Don't need this seam in here. Unwrap it. There you go. Perfect. Not bad at all. This one, even simpler. You know, we're going to mark a seam here. Mark a seam here. Pick a side. Go like that. Make sure we don't get this one. Mark a seam. And when we unwrap it, we've got the base, the main, and kind of the hole. All right. Very, very cool. Very nice and very simple. We need one more. I tell you what, we could mix it up and try and make this little bowl thing. Why the hell not? I guess we're doing vases now I think about it. I'm going to make a vase texture. So what about maybe this guy or like, I don't know what the fuck's going on with that one. So we've done this one, done this one. Maybe we do like just quintessential one right here. So I would say this would be the largest out of all of them. So again, let's select our bottom face right here. We'll go into cursor to selected, origin to 3D cursor, and set that there. Okay. Now let's just think about what are we even looking at here? We're looking at something that kind of curves around here. And where does it finish? It finishes maybe like here. So we'll do this and we'll do, I don't know, maybe actually want to do this, do that. Okay. Next, let's bring this out to the biggest kind of point and then round it off. Bring all these out a little bit. Maybe even actually do it bit by bit. So select this, bring it down. Do this, bring it out a bit. Okay, bring this one out a bit. It's probably just a touch too fat. Not entirely sure. That's fine though. And then at the top of this, it kind of it branches out a little bit, right? It kind of does this. We'll give it a little bit more wiggle room, and then I'm going to put a little face on top so it has a little bit more to play with, just a smidge. Okay, so then from here we're going to inset. Okay, yo, mister, how you doing, man? We're going to inset, we're going to push down, and we're going to merge at the center like that. Okay, let's hit it with a bit of shade smooth. CC Alexander, so true, so true. And then we'll just round that bottom off like that. I'd say it needs to be slightly taller and then wider at like this kind of section. Give us something like this, and then that means that needs to come out like that. Maybe do something like that instead, actually, and then bevel this. Yeah, something along those lines. Let's mark this one as sharp, and then we could, if we wanted to, we could bevel this one. Please excuse me 1 second. No, it's okay. It's just my sword store. So we could do something like this, right? But I just wonder if that's a little bit too... I think it may be a little bit too much. What we're after, we'd have to do something like this. Something like this, mayhaps. Yeah, no, so then we've kind of retained that little bit of... but everything looks nice and tickety-boo, okay? We don't need to have this as sharp, by the way. We could do something like this and just kind of leave it. But I maybe want to have it like this. Like, we could create, like, a bit of depth by doing a close bevel like that. Instead of, like, the hard edge. I think we actually want to do it like this because it's quite large. Right? It's quite a large piece. So, what do we need to do? We need to UV it again. This one, not that one. Mark as seam. Unwrap it, and that gives us this. Right, so now... we have got our four little guys here, right? We've got our four little guys, and next up, we're just gonna put them all in the same UV. So we're gonna select them all in edit mode, press U, and unwrap them. Okay, and that gives us something like this. We want to apply our scale because look, one of them is absolutely ginormous into the others, and this is not the same like scale ratio because we didn't do that. Now, if I do this, you see how everything is a little bit more in line. So that's everything on the same UV. We're going to do average island scale, so everything's the right scale in comparison to itself. We're going to pack the islands at 0.005, and then that is kind of where we're at. So this is 4 different vases, all that will be part of the same material. Okay, that's how we're going to do business here. So we can export all of these as one now. So selected object, we'll call this just vases. I don't know what you call it from where you're from. And yeah, that will be ready for texture. But before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, we need to take our first little break of the evening. It'll be 3 minutes. If you want to see this this clutter kind of come to life, I recommend you stick around. If you don't have the time, that's totally fine. Or you think it's boring, no problem at all. I'm gonna texture it when we come back. So go piss, girls. Do whatever you got to do. We'll be right back. Mister, thank you for the resub just as we were heading off for a brief spell. Appreciate it very, very much. And I will see you. I'll see you in 3 minutes time. Okay. Greetings. Greetings. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate that very much. Right, let's continue on, shall we? Let's continue on real quick. So we have our vases and we've exported them, and now we need to texture them. So I use Substance Painter 3D for that one. That's how I do that one personally. But we'll see. I need whatever they were smoking when they made the Clair Obscure. Oh, Expedition 33. Yeah, it's got some bangers in it. Are you playing it right now? I never finished it, but like I know the story. I ruined it for myself. Right, so we're gonna hit close here. We're gonna do file new, and we'll make this 1K. No, fuck it. We'll make it a 2K texture. 2K texture, and then we're gonna select our clutter vases. Okay. You haven't played, it's definitely on the list though. Fair. So look, and now here's all of our vases all in one place. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bake, and this will generate a bunch of data which we can then use on here. Okay. So, I mean, what have we got? Is it like clay? I mean, look, there's shit that we can use. I mean, that obviously looks like something you'd find in the Temple of Ra, which is sort of not what we're after. But I mean, we can like play with stuff, you know what I mean? We can make it like we can make it kind of however we want it to be. Maybe we don't want no height. We just want it like rough, no roughness variation. Okay, like it's very gritty. It's not very Sims. So maybe we can work on this though. So maybe we can add a filter to it, and sometimes just adding like a bit of blur can make things look like a little bit more stylized. It's like a little bit, and then maybe we don't like the color, so we'll add another filter. We'll add a hue, saturation, and lightness. So from the hue, we can change kind of like what we like here. So maybe we don't want any saturation. We want like some whitish kind of ones, right? Maybe we want something that kind of looks like this, but I don't really know. I don't really know. Neon green pot, absolutely. So what if we made some which were kind of like in this kind of realm? I don't like how pixelated this is all got though, because of the tiling. So, oh, sorry, it's got pixelated because of the blur. So look, if we turn the blur on and off, let's turn that off for now, and then do like tiling 1. Okay. So if we do 0.5, that makes it larger. And then we add our blur on top of it, and we just want to tune this down. So 0 blur is nothing. If we do like a 0.5 blur, something like that. Look at the colors in the set already. Great idea. So like, I mean, this is going to look weird. I mean, to be fair, I've put wood on these, but we can like change the tone. I mean, we've got a bit of a seam going on, but we can change the tone, and it does kind of look good, right? Maybe, or am I talking out my kabusi? I think it looks okay. If we knock these down a bit, maybe. Maybe we need a bit of like, maybe we want them like more, a little bit more like orange to them. So if we bring them down here, this one looks very wood-like, very, very, very wood-like. So maybe we can go in and figure stuff out. So we want to, we want to white mask all this, I think. Or what is this one? I'm not even sure what this fucking thing is. That's the base. That's the base color. What was this? What happens if we black mask it? Okay, nothing's happening with that one. If we white mask that, that's now on everything. And that's like the painterly kind of effect. I don't think we need that one. But if something that kind of looks like this. Maybe we need to add like some splotchy kind of like variants to it. So what if we were to add a fill layer? We'll put it above everything. And we'll make it like 100% roughness. Okay. And we'll, I don't know, make it black for now. Let's have a look at the smart masks, right? And if we have something, what happens with dust? So dust gives us something along these lines. Again, it's too granular. Old paint may work here. That gives us something like this. And if we can like balance this out a bit, where if we up the contrast, down the balance, but then like we really knock, down the contrast a bit. The thing is, I don't want them to look dirty as such. I just want them to have like a bit of something going on. Maybe actually we need to go like the other way. So it needs to be kind of like whitish maybe. And if we bring them all down. And then over here, blur gives us like that. Not sure. Kind of yes, but also it's kind of giving like stain a little bit. And then this is what we got going on, right? So maybe we can work off a reference here. Let's work off this white one for a start, actually. So we're gonna do no saturation, but we want it like light. There's actually a little bit of off-white in there. All right, so something like this, and then it's kind of got like this. I'm seeing it as like a brown. We'll up this, and actually, let's remove this mask. Can I remove the mask, please? Remove mask. Okay. Sandust, surface rough, stains. Maybe a bit of surface wear would work here. And then we sort of like contrast it up. Blurred. It's not really giving what we want. Not really giving what we want. No, that's going in. It's going in the creases too much. Going in the cavities. So let's remove this one and just keep looking around. So, I mean, this one looks very speckly. Here we go. Here we go. This is more what I'm after. This is more what I'm after. And then we do top down gradient. I don't think we really care that much about it. And then from here we can add, like if we want it painterly, I guess we can blur it a bit, right? And you get something. I mean, not bad. I'd say the base color needs a little bit of work. I need it to be not so brilliant white. So we want to take this, kind of bring this down a bit, or kind of like here and add some more saturation, maybe less saturation. You know when you look at something for too long, might be kind of like in that realm. Yeah, maybe it's just like something like this. You know, something like this, and then we can, if we save this in the correct place, so clutter phase, and we'll just call this this just needs to be texture because it's already in the correct folder. And we'll just call this one white. Okay, let's export it just so then we have it. Export the base color. In Sims 4 CC Japandi pack, Clutter Vase A. I know I should probably change the name of that folder, but it's all good. So we'll do that, and then we'll do like I'll find like a clay or something. Right, so we'll bring this down. Bit more along these lines, and we'll change the formation of this a little bit. Is that gonna work? If I put this at, I was really hoping it was kind of gonna mess it up a little bit, but that's okay. Now we need to change this color here. So maybe we want something a little bit more in the orangey kind of area. Darker definitely works better. I like that they look a little terracotta-ish. Yeah, a little bit. So I need even, yeah, a bit like that, I would say. Maybe something along those lines. Terracotta. Terracotta. And we'll take that one. What else we got on here? We've got kind of like anything else? We kind of got like this grey kind of one, which I kind of fuck with a little bit. So it's like grey. I'm seeing like some kind of green in here though. It's really weird. So we want to change this one only. So if we change the hue up, I'm seeing like a little bit of green in it. So it's like this kind of vibe. I actually fuck with that on a heavy level. And then I guess we want our bits to be in the green area. So then that's something a bit like that. Almost looks like stony. We'll have to see how it looks in game, but I think that'll be okay. So if we save them and export this one. Like so, right? And then we're going to, I mean, that's our texture done. Now we got to do some like technical shit, right? Now we got to do a lot of shit in Sims 4 Studios. So we're gonna move. We'll do these like one at a time. So we've got this boy, which we need to then we need to add edge split modifier by sharp edges only. And then let's just try this out. So if I import a mesh and we put it from Vase A, that won't work because I need to change the cut value. So this cut value is 1, which then means that this one needs to be 1. Okay, that needs to be 1, and then this one needs to be 10. So this is going to look fucked. Yep. Import the mesh. Now try again, and it should be there. Yes. Oh, okay. That's fine. We'll just actually let's do LOD 0 and then import our do the grey one first. Why not? So that's that. Right. That's that. Normal. We need to import a blank one. So blanks for CC. We want it on DDS. That's the wrong one. We want to do no normal. Specular, import blank specular because we don't really need it here. And then let's just import the rest of the LODs. So Clutter Vase A. That's that. Import. Okay. And now we need to make a shadow mesh. So what we're gonna do is we'll export this. Call it just like Vase Shadows, right? And we can open this one up. Take all of our meshes here. Copy all these and paste them into this one. Oh, hang on, give it a sec. There we go. So it should be in a sec. There we go. So I'm going to paste all these in, and this cut value is 0. So then this one needs to be something like 10. This one needs to be 0. Okay, so then we go Sims 4 Studio. We import from the shadows, and it should be our mesh. Beautiful. Absolutely fucking beautiful, mate. Shadows. Open it. And import shadows. Okay. But the thing about this, right, is this is just for one mesh. So you need to do this for every single mesh. So just Joe's vase A. And we'll just do made by Just Joe. Just Joe, like so. Then we can save that. Okay. And then so that's one package file. Now we've done the work. We just need to kind of go through that process for 3 others. And I'm gonna do just one. Yeah, what's going on? Good to see it. Simski. I'm not entirely sure. Welcome in though. Welcome in. So what we're gonna do is we'll do like one more, and then I'll show you how to combine them, and then we'll have a look. Okay. So we're gonna go. We're gonna save this. Package has been saved, so we've got a package file. Now we're gonna do create a 3D mesh again. Okay, we're gonna find our fruit bowl, so everything's nice and consistent. It's this right here. So you find the fruit bowl, and we'll just call this vase B. Okay, vase B. And now we need to change some stuff in here. So this one, we want that. I mean, we don't need that to have a cut value anymore. This one we want to be 0. So we'll do the big boy. Over here, this one needs to be nothing. Okay, because that one's been done. And this one needs to be, what was it, 1? Okay.
I just learned there's a little island near Italy with 5 million Sicilian people. That's officially the largest number I've ever heard in my life.
Sicilian. Got him. So now we import vase A again because the cut values have changed. Look, now it's this. It's this one. We can import our let's do the terracotta. And because it's the same texture, just on the same part of the sheet, away we go. Normal, we want to again do our blanks real quick. And we want it to be DDS, so blank normal, import blank specular. Okay, meshes, LOD1, let's just, for the sake of ease here, clutter vase A, just keep selecting that, and it should be the big boys still yet. Number 2, vase A, then shadow, we've already changed the cut values over, so we should just be able to select this one, or a dingus, 0. Maybe this one actually needs to be something like 10. And this one needs to be 0. Maybe I didn't save it. Import shadows. So that fixed it. There we go. Import this one. Import this one. Okay. And then Just Joe's vase B. Made by Just Joe. And then we save it. Okay. So now we're in this position where we have vase A and vase B package files. So now we need to combine them together. So we can do tools in here and hang on, let's go here. Content management, merge packages, sorry. And now we can add vase A and we can add vase B. Okay, and we merge them together. And we make Just Joe vases. And that puts them both together. So now we take that package file, which is just like the parent, sorry. So Just Joe's vases. We go documents. We go Electronic Arts, Sims 4, mods. Paste it in here. Open up Sims 4. Cross our little hands, our little fingers, our little toes. Do whatever we got to cross. And then hopefully that will be kind of what we're after. That will be that. And then hopefully the process is relatively like, it's just the same shit. It's the same shit. We're gonna close down our ref now because I think we're in a great spot for that. We're in a great spot, and then we will we'll see how it looks, and hopefully it will look fine, and then we'll. But I'll honestly, I think it's right for me to call it at that point. I'll be real with you. I think it's right, but we'll see how it looks. I still haven't got the courage to do the beds yet. So we go into build mode to do just Joe. And then look, so both of them are here, although we just put one in. Holy fuck, I've made a giant ass vase. The scale was well off, but I just realized I didn't set up the other swatches. So like these can only be gray right now, and these can only be terracotta. But with all that being said though, that's how you can take multiple items and you can turn them. You can use multiple meshes can share the same texture, which means it's more performant, so it performs better in game. The only thing is it's a little bit more difficult to manage, and you need to make sure your UVs are nice. And then I also showed you how to package multiple package files together, you know, because normally we do like one piece, right? We do one thing at a time. But today we did a few, or we made 4, but obviously I've just kind of showed you with 2. Now you can add as many as you want to like one package file. That's how people make packs, right? They make the individual package files for individual pieces, and then they merge them all together and just give you that one package file, which has like all of them in it. Okay, which is pretty cool. Which is pretty cool. So that's kind of how I would do it, I guess. They're large. Okay, they're very large. They probably need to come down in scale by about 50%. Now the shit thing is, I need to then change each individual package file. So I need to go into Vase A, scale it down, remake the Vase A package file, go into Vase B, remake the Phase B package file, and then remerge it and retest. So it's time consuming, right? It is quite difficult. I do like my little rook that I made, by the way. I love this little rook. Pretty cool. So it's time consuming, but I'm just letting you know it is possible. Definitely, like this one is way too large, and it doesn't look as round as I wanted it to. But when it's half the size, hang on, can I when it's like this kind of size, and this one's kind of like this kind of size, I think it's fine. You know, I think it's fine, personally. But you be the judge. You let me know. I think it's okay. Think it's all right. Yeah, not too displeased at all. Not too displeased with that at all. Too large for bookcase, but great for general room clutter. Maybe it might be. It might be. I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, I think that's pretty much all that I kind of had planned to cover today. So I'm gonna head over here. I'm gonna head over here, and I'm gonna say a huge thank you just for being here. I understand it is early, but as I've kind of said, I need I need to have a break, and I will put something in the Discord, like just for people who aren't here today, which is fine. It will be like short and sweet, just a quick like, hey, like taking 2 weeks off, still active and stuff like that. But I appreciate you all being here and kind of supporting me. Regardless, I've tried my best to show up, do the best that I could. Yeah, it's just time for me to step away for a brief spell, and I look forward to being back. As it stands, it would be May the 26th. So we'll see kind of how it goes, and hopefully it will all be all right. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping it will all be all right. I'm going to try my hardest, like I always do. I'll try my hardest, boys and girls. So I look forward to seeing you again. And I'll miss you very much. And it'll be very weird not applying myself to something for a bit. But it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do for right now. So thank you again. I will see you in a couple of weeks' time. Please look after yourselves. Don't do anything fucking dumb. Don't do anything fucking dumb while I'm gone. All right? I expect a little sit rep when I get back. And I guess I will see you. I'll see you soon. Take care, boys and girls. In a bit.